welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into one powerful, single lesson from A Course in Miracles. And it presents this radical idea that the way we love each other is the way we love God. So let's start with a question that this whole lesson really turns on its head. Think about it for a second. Do you feel like you're an individual, totally separate from everyone else? Because the teaching we're exploring today says that this feeling of separation, it's one of the biggest illusions we live with. Okay, let's dive right in. First, we're going to unpack that whole illusion of separation. Then we'll get into this radical new idea about love, see how to actually put it into practice, learn how to rewire our thinking, and we'll wrap up with a really powerful question for you. So, what's the problem this lesson is actually trying to solve? Well, it all kicks off with what the Course calls the illusion of separation. At its core, it's this feeling that we're all just, these isolated little islands. We feel cut off from a higher power, and maybe even more importantly, from each other. But A Course in Miracles says this feeling, no matter how real it seems to us, is actually based on a huge misunderstanding of reality. Okay, so if separation is a big problem, what's the solution? Well, this is where things get really interesting. It's a complete, radical reframing of what love truly means. And it's the central teaching we're going to unpack today. This is it. This is the core affirmation of the whole lesson. It looks so simple, doesn't it? But wow, it is packed with a really challenging idea. To unlock it, we've got to understand what the Father and the Son actually mean here. So what this does is it basically smashes together two ideas we normally keep in totally separate boxes: our love for a divine source, and our love for the people all around us. The lesson is saying they aren't separate things at all. They're just two sides of the very same coin. Let's break that down. First, when the Course talks about the Father, it's not a person. Think of it more like the single, unified, divine source of everything. The ultimate unity that's behind all of creation. And the Son? No, that's not just a single person either. It's actually a symbol for all of humanity. For you, for me, for absolutely everyone. It stands for the idea that there's a divine spark inside every single one of us, no exceptions. And when you put those two powerful ideas together, what do you get? You get this: unity. And boom, that just completely shatters that illusion of separation we started with, right? Because if there's one divine source and that divinity is inside everyone, then we are all fundamentally connected. Loving one person becomes an act of loving the whole. Now, this is a beautiful idea, of course, but it's not meant to just stay up here in our heads as a theory. The lesson gives us really concrete ways to actually live it. So how do we take this from a concept and make it a real action in our lives? The lesson offers a kind of three-part practice. It starts with your perception, how you see things. Consciously try to see that divine spark in everyone you meet. Then it moves inward. You use meditation to really feel that core affirmation, visualizing love just radiating out from you. And finally, you turn it outward, into action, performing acts of kindness, not just as nice gestures, but as real, tangible proof of this universal connection. But putting this into practice isn't just about what you do on the outside. It's also about the inner work. So the lesson gives us some mental exercises to help rewire our thinking, to make this new way of seeing our default setting. Two really powerful mental exercises are suggested. The first one is super simple: repetition. Just saying that core phrase, "To love my Father is to love his Son," over and over and letting it sink in. The second is more reflective: gratitude journaling. So when you write about someone you love, you don't just stop there. You consciously link that feeling back to your connection with the divine. But here is where the real work begins. This is where the true transformation starts to happen. The lesson throws down a challenge. Apply this to the most difficult people in your life. Can you actually extend this practice, even just in your journal, to someone you find it really, really hard to love? That, the Course says, is where the real spiritual growth happens. So after exploring the theory and the practice, the lesson brings it all right back home, right back to your own life and your own relationship. And here's the ultimate takeaway. Our everyday relationships, the good, the bad, the easy, the difficult, they aren't a distraction from our spiritual life. They are our spiritual life. This is the main arena. This is where we actually get to practice and experience this divine connection. And so we're left with this really powerful question to carry with us. How can my relationships, the ones I have right now, today, deepen my love and my connection to the divine?
The goal isn't to find some perfect final answer, but to just start living inside that question. Thank you for joining this explainer.